Voodoo, 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 voodoo. If you know that reference, award yourself 5,000 Bob points. 5,000. For I am a generous Bob. D'Angelo, Voodoo, finally. I'm honestly pretty fucking excited about this. I was pulling everything up, looking at the track list. 13 songs, hour 18 minutes, longer album, but only 13 tracks. I like the idea of sitting with an album that's got some longer songs. One of my favorite bands, Tool, they play a lot of long songs. I'm into those longer rides. I like that. But also with this album, specifically D'Angelo, Voodoo, I've heard so many good things. Highly, highly regarded album. Something I've been wanting to get to for a while. It's just, how things shake out. I am coming in blind for the most part. I did a little bit of reading this morning on Wikipedia about the background of this album, and I read some stuff about how, I guess, this is his second album. He had released Brown Sugar 4 years prior or something like that. Basically hit this big thing of writer's block, kind of took a break. He said he had to live some life because, with songs, you got to live life to get the experience and then put that into the song. His son was born during that time. And then it got a little further into this background entry on Wikipedia, and he was talking about, how music is the voodoo, kind of calling it voodoo because of, a reference to Africa and the magic of music and, just some neat little intersections there. And then reading some bits about how he was upset with the sound R&B was going in. He's basically calling it pop. It wasn't R&B anymore. So just a lot of interesting things, which gets me excited because it initially tells me from the get-go, this is a guy who cares about the sound, cares about music, wants to put everything into it, wants to create a certain sound. And I have seen one YouTube video, it was like 2-3 minutes long. It was Questlove talking about this album and how when it first came out, no one really got it. And then 5 years later, they were finally starting to get it. And then 10 years later, okay, people finally got it. So I'm just excited. Really, that's all there is to it. Other than that, I don't know shit. I don't know shit. It is R&B. I personally have a hard time with R&B. I've said before how one of the struggles I have with R&B is when in an album, or not necessarily an album, but because I don't listen to a lot of R&B really at all, I don't like it when an artist will have one song, it's, oh, how much I love you, and you're the best, and you're the world to me, and nothing else matters, blah, blah, blah. And then the next song is, yeah, fuck that bitch, and blah, blah, blah. Like, I can't exist in that duality. It's too much. And I understand people go through relationships, you fall deeply in love, it's an intense period, and then, things go south, and you break up, and you're upset with each other. Like, I get that. But I have a hard time with the sincerity of both messages existing so close to each other. And that happens in an album, So really that's all it is. It's more of a me thing. It's not really a dig on R&B. It's more of my ability to process it and not really being able to with those two, to me, very strong contradictions. But whatever. Let's drop in. It's going to be a long ride. Hour 18. I'm hoping... going into this, my goal is to let music play a little bit longer rather than, I tend to pause after like a verse chorus. You guys are probably familiar with my structure if you've watched videos before. Those who are new, well, whatever, you'll figure it out as we go, I suppose. But what I am going to say is I'm hoping to let the music play longer and then pause and talk and then longer chunks of music play. If you're watching on YouTube, you're going to see a lot of that cut out because I have to because of copyright claims. Well, not so much claims, but really, when I go to edit, I aim to try and cut about 50% of the music out because typically if I leave more than that in, the videos get blocked. So that's kind of my goal when I go into editing is cutting 50% out. So if you're upset about the music getting cut, I have a Patreon. The reactions are uncut, all on Patreon. There's over 100 albums there. The Patreon's $2 a month. Pretty reasonable in my opinion. Anyway, there you go. So there's my sales pitch. Let's jump in. I'm excited, man. I'm really excited. D'Angelo, Voodoo. First track is called Playa Playa. Produced by D'Angelo. This came out in 2000. Looks like first thing 2000, January. And yeah, let's go. Here we go. Track one's called Playa Playa. First time listening to D'Angelo at all, I think. I don't think I've ever heard him on a feature or anything like that. First time listening to Voodoo. Track one, Playa Playa. Like the patient build here. Cool. Oh yeah, beautiful, beautiful, beautiful. I love those horns. Those fucking horns are fantastic. And that little guitar lick too.
Make y'all scream and shout. Later for y'all haters. Turn this mother out. If you came to ball, if y'all came at all, we don't plan to stop. Till you bounce and go up the wall. Till you bounce up the wall.
Love it. I love it. I love how patient it is. Honestly, I love everything about it. It's great. This is great. On these first two verses, it sounds like it's two people back and forth. Steal you with my two shot, control you with my drop, blaze you with my handle, impress you with my rock. Play you like a pro and take over the show, sneak you and defeat you, rob you of your glow. And that sounds like, what's the phrase? You know, the initial back and forth between, you know, two people, right? Like one person's, the player is trying to kind of get the girl, but then verse 2 sounds like a response from the girl. Bring your drama, player. Give me all you've got, make your move, shoot your best shot. I see right through your riddle. I keep on when I dribble, slip right past the block, set you up for two, shoot your best shot. Now, I'm not the biggest basketball fan. I don't really pay a lot of attention to basketball. It sounds like, you know, play on words between, you know, some early relationship banter and, you know, a reference to basketball. But this line, set you up for two, does that mean I'm going to foul you? Like I'm going to hit you? You're not gonna take your shot. You're not even gonna get a chance. I'm just gonna hit it right out of you first. That's kind of the impression I get. I don't know. If I'm wrong, that sucks because I kind of like that idea. I like that analogy if that's how this is breaking down. And then 3 and 4 verses 3 and 4 sound like maybe it's still the girl or the other. I don't know. I shouldn't really keep it in the mindset of guys and girls, right? I gotta open up to the diversity of everybody. But the two people, play try and play me. We're dying to set it off. Marlon, Slick, and Weasel. I don't know that reference at all. Can hardly wait to ball. My groove is tight. Drummers drumming right. That's our secret weapon. We come here to rip shit. Make y'all scream and shout. Later for all y'all haters. We're going to turn this mother out. If you came to ball, if you're game at all, we don't plan to stop. So that's what I'm getting, really. It's just kind of this back and forth. And maybe it's called Playa Playa because it's one player versus another. You know, two people who are good at this little game of playing. Let's keep going. This is great. I love the patient sound of the track so far.
got. Make your move. Shoot your back. I see right through. I slip right past the clock. Set you up for two. Shoot your back. Shoot your back.
Those horns are so great. The little beefy bass line. It's not being plucked too hard. It's just kind of like being thumbed a little bit, you know? Like fucking cool. This is cool. Like, I want to dim the lights. Like, get some smoke in the air. You know, make it nice and moody inside. I wish I could. I love it when those horns swell up just a little bit, you know? Just a little. Huh. Interesting. Well, that gets a heart. That was about 7 of the easiest music minutes I've heard in a while. It's gonna roll into track 2, which is Devil's Pie. I'm just gonna let it go here. Produced by D'Angelo DJ Premier. Another great fucking bass line. Just so beefy. I love those beefy bass lines. Oh, great line right there.
In the grave, have to live. Spit on me. And if I die before I wake, I hope the Lord don't hesitate. Get to heaven, went through hell. Tell my peeps, all is well.
That sound, that high pitch as it's coming around. I wonder. The first thing that came to mind was kind of like almost like a bat. Like flying around, and then that idea went into like a vampire bat, you know, because he's talking about the devil's pie, you know, some darker ideas here in terms of the demon screaming in my ear, you know, when I myself feel the high from all that I despise, this like forbidden lust type of thing, you know, and I kind of associate that with vampires. And I just think about like a bat, like that sound. The reason why I was thinking of a bat is because like a sonar type thing, you know, the sound pinging back and forth as it's trying to find its target. Huh. Fuck the slice, want the pie. Why ask why till we fry? I don't really. Is that like a? Watch us all stand in line for a slice of the devil's pie. Drugs and thugs, women and wine, 3 or 4 at a time. Watch them all stand in line for a slice of the devil's pie. Behind the jail or in the grave, I have to lay in this bed I made. And if I die before I wake, I hope the Lord don't hesitate. Which is, if I die before I wake, I pray the Lord my soul to take. For the, what is it, like the child's prayer or something like that. Huh. This is cool. Let's keep rolling. I don't want to pause too much. Let's keep it flowing. Really want to try and stay in the groove of this album.
Drugs and thugs, women, wine, 3 or 4 at a time. Watch them all, stand in line, folks like the devil's pie.
Oh, cool. Some scratching in there. Great mood right through here. Because it's got this kind of combination of being haunting, but almost warm and lush in a way. Crazy. With 85 dumb and blind, what does that mean? A belief from the 5%ers. 85% of the people are blind to the knowledge of themselves and God, while 10% of the people know the truth, but teach a lie for their personal gain. The remaining 5% are the poor righteous teachers, those who do not subscribe to the teachings of the 10%, as they know and teach that God is the Asiatic black man. Okay. Okay. Let's go up. There was something in these. Verse 2 was really cool. Main ingredients to this dish goes like this. Here's the list. Materialistic, greed and lust, jealousy, envious. Bread and dough, cheddar cheese, flash and stash, cash and cream. Temperatures at a high degree where people come to feast. Hell is this all about? Apocalypse, ain't no doubt. Everybody's hoeing out, all the loot, all the clout, right or wrong, do or die. Only vengeance could pacify. Watch your back, and so will I, in these days and time. This is interesting, man. This is really cool. I feel like there's a layer I'm kind of missing. Not to say that the song isn't doing it. I feel like there's something that hasn't quite clicked in my own mind in terms of this song, what's being said, you know, the slice of the pie, you know, fuck the slice, I want the whole thing. That's basically just a statement of greed, right? I just want it all. And I suppose this is basically his view on society in general, and wondering why are we so obsessed with wanting more and more and more and so on. But maybe I'm just overthinking it. I mean, it's not like it's a complicated song in terms of what's being said, which is good in a sense. You know, it's straightforward. There's a lot to be said about just being straightforward. I like this opening line on verse 3. Ain't no justice, just us. Ashes to ashes, dust to dust. The time has come for most of us to choose in which God we trust. Good shit. All right, let's finish this one up. This is a great song, too.
Woman in the street, sell a fucking body for the devil. Niggas killing each other in the streets for all in line, all in line.
Like the claps right here. This is great. The claps.
All in line, all in line. Give me those all in line, all in line. What? Yeah. All in line, give a fuck. I ain't going out for yeah.
This is great. This is so great, man. So it sounds like what's cool is just these couple tracks. It sounds like there are these nice smooth transitions from track to track. Devil's Pie was great. That was great. The other thing with the hell's that sound? Sorry, my house is making noises. I don't like it when it does that. It's not supposed to talk to me anymore. The doctor said that would stop after I started taking the medicine. With that sound, right? You can hear the sound wave shift. That's why I was thinking about a bat and sonar and that kind of a thing. But I'm trying to place that sonic concept, even whatever it is, if my idea or if I'm completely off base, into the idea of a slice of the devil's pie. Because it does feel like some sort of, that sound creates like some sort of orbiting presence over this picture that's been painted by D'Angelo in terms of, you know, people selling their body on the streets, people killing each other for a slice, all for the slice of the devil's pie, all these people standing in line. And there's just this weird like orbiting presence. I'm going to stick with the vampire bat idea for now. I don't want to get hung up on it. It was a great track. Really enjoyed it. Let's move on to track 3, which is called Left and Right, featuring Method Man and Redman. Cool. Produced by Q-Tip. Cool. Let's drop in track 3, Left and Right. I love so far everything that's been with the like the snaps, the little guitar licks, the little bass lines, some of the clapping. It's just been great. Haha.
In the house, young miss, full of your fish, salt water trout, pretty young thing, got a tongue ring and dirty mouth, and she whispering them sweet nothing. I air it out, baby, you got me like Joni had Chachi until she got high and went and fucked Potsy. Lady Godiva from day one, a dick rider. Liar, liar, set your pussy on fire.
God, this is so good. It's just so clean and perfectly executed. Think I won't.
Keep moving up and down. When you're safe and secure, and with me you can be sure there's no friends. You tell me, oh, especially when you do it left and right. Oh, up and down.
Don't really have a lot to say. I mean, the lyrics are pretty straightforward. It's about having a little bit of sexy time with your friend. Let's see. I see you dancing. What was this going on up here with Method Man? Pretty young thing, got a tongue ring and a dirty mouth. And she whispering them sweet nothings. I air it out. You got me like Joni had Chachi until she got high and went and fucked Fotsy. I don't know who Lady Godiva is. According to a famous legend, Lady Godiva, a noble woman in the 11th century, rode naked through the streets of Coventry, England, so her husband would relent and oppressively taxing people. Oh. Method is using this as shorthand for his girl cheating. Oh, thus exposing herself to everyone. Oh. I don't know about that analogy. Lady Godiva from day one a dick rider. Well, whatever. Sometimes the annotations and I disagree. Often we disagree. I love this line, though, by Redman. In '83, I was at Scrub, TLC talked about. Now I rock the house, chalk 'em out. Great sound. Cool. Just fucking cool. You know, coming into this, I was hoping ride the vibe, you know, listen to a lot of the music, try not to pause too much, not to talk too much. I'm failing at that right now. But great, just great fucking vibe so far. Let's keep rolling.
I don't you know, sex don't thank you. Ooh, sex don't thank you. I don't you know, sex don't thank you.
I love that it's I know that you know the sexy little things you do.
Pushing a Harley D with a jar green. Come 151, straight indo, the spot. I fuck brown sugar behind the fiberglass window. It's that pack guns, no sling weight. Only thing I sling is condoms for spring break. Fuck
Oh my God.
leave how we do it. Get the money, the pussy, the weed.
Take your coat off and stay a while. Now, honey child, if you gon' be acting funny style, then I don't need ya. It's Saturday, this night fever. Shit is popping, cheaper, my mouth cotton. Tis the season, with drawers dropping and heavy breathing. You ain't skeezing, you dick teasing. I got no time for games, I'm no joke. Drop that ass when I'm finished and watch it smoke, 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 smoke.
Oh, that was the end of the song. Shit. That tells you how good it is when it transitions to the next track. I don't even realize I'm just enjoying it. I was going to say it's interesting here, this final verse, Method Man. He's talking about how, you know, you acting skeezing, you teasing, I'm leaving, acting rotten, ain't got no time for games. But right before that, in the bridge, D'Angelo's, I know you know the sexy little things that you do. And so it's kind of funny to see, I guess, a bit of the contrast of liking the sexy little things that she does and knowing that she knows what she's doing, but then also being like, I got time for games, I gotta go. I almost take that as almost like, damn it, I can't handle it. I can't handle the teasing, you know. I gotta have it now, or rather, I gotta get out of here. I'm gonna lose my mind, type of thing. It's Saturday This Night Fever. I've not seen, that's a movie, right? Saturday Night Fever? Yeah. I've not seen that. I probably never will. I should. I'd probably be pretty entertained by it. Left and Right, Gets a Heart, great track. We're 3 for 3. Great flow. In terms of like the vibe of the album so far, this is fucking phenomenal. It's so clean. It's really neat how I think D'Angelo has done most of the production, right? Oh, Q-Tip did this one. I'm sorry, but him and DJ Premier, and then he did the first one, and I think he's on track 4. He's doing the production track 4. But it's so cool how you can keep it so simple. And I mean, essentially basic, right? There's not a lot of complexity here, but it's just got this great vibe going on. Very cool. Very cool. All right. Track 4 is called The Line, produced by D'Angelo. Let's drop in. Actually, I need to back it up because I didn't realize I had transitioned into it without realizing. Hence my saying I didn't realize. How many times can I say realize before? Let's go. Again, great little drum beat, great little bass line, nice patience in the song.
Let me tell you, I've been gone so long. Just wanna sing my song. I know you've been here. Heard a lot of things about me.
Is this D'Angelo harmonizing with himself? He's done this a couple times now with the vocals where it's layered and it sounds like him twice.
Oh yeah, I got to put it. Oh, they know the line. Know what I'm talking about this evening? Said I got to put it. Oh yeah. Oh, I got to put it on the line. Listen to me. Say I.
I'll pause right here. You know, he's talking about I gotta put it on the line. I'm gonna stick to my guns. I'm gonna hold the line. You know, and what's neat is on my right ear, there's just like this hum, this and that little sound is creating this like tension. Just like it's like a sonical version of I was gonna say Holding Line, but that's I was gonna say Chicken, but that's not it either. It's just like this suspense, like who's gonna flinch first, who's gonna blink first. I'm gonna stand my ground. You're standing your ground. Who's gonna give? Who's gonna give? You know. And this part's annotated right here. I'm gonna put my finger on the trigger. I'm gonna pull it, and we're gonna see what's the deal. Let's see what the annotation says. D'Angelo's lyrical focus here is as social as is spiritual, and he ponders honestly, seriously, and bravely on this unjudgmental, unsentimental track. We see a young black man lay it out the reasons he's ready to die, leaving the listener to wonder why he should have to think about it. The running theme of metaphoric or perhaps literal suicide is scattered throughout the song. Essentially, the line could be interpreted as taking a risk in which the outcome is unknown. What? What? Suicide? What? Okay. I don't... Maybe verse 2's got something. Let's... What? I was thinking more of like a relationship stance. You know, I've been gone so long, I just want to sing my songs. I know you've been hearing a lot of things about me. I have heard it all too clear. This is what I'm going to do. I'm going to hold on to my pride. I'm going to stick to my guns. I'm going to put my finger on the trigger. I'm going to pull it. And then we're going to see what the deal. I don't know about that. I'm for real. Just want to put it on the line. That's all I want to do. You got to put it on the line. I feel like the whole, I'm going to put my finger on the trigger. I'm going to pull it. We're going to see what the deal. More of like his commitment to the sound that he's producing for this R&B album. That's the takeaway. I don't fucking know about. Why the fuck would he be talking about suicide? I don't know where that comes from. knowing the background, you know, that tiny little bit I read in Wikipedia about him being upset with the sound that R&B was in, and it's more like pop, and you know, you've got other lyrics in previous tracks where people are selling out, you know, wanting a slice of the devil's pie. He doesn't specifically reference music, but he could be talking about that to a small extent. You know, people who are just trying to get money without producing something of high quality. Let's go into verse 2 and see maybe the annotation is correct and I haven't heard enough lyrics or what.
In the chamber, and I'm not afraid of the danger. I said we got to go down to the fire. I'll go to the fire with you, kill and die with you. Said I know everybody watching me. I said the pressure is on from every angle, political to personal. Well, I ain't gonna get left hanging. Well, I fall off, or is it thinking? And I say it's up to the man upstairs, but all I gotta do is hold on. And if I can hold on, I'm sure everything will be alright.
Cool jam. Very cool jam. Super chill. Which is no surprise, right? I mean, the whole album is chill. But I'm going to go back here. There's another annotation in this second verse. I want to click on that and see what it says. Because I don't agree with this other thing that Genius had in terms of him, you know, contemplating suicide. So this, say I've got a bullet in the chamber. I'm not afraid of danger. Let's click that. Same annotation about it's fucking social as is spiritual, and he ponders honestly, seriously, and bravely the unsentimental track. We see a young black man lay out the reasons he's ready to die, leaving the listener to wonder why he should have to think about it. The running theme of metaphoric or perhaps literal suicide is scattered throughout the song. I don't agree about it suicide. I think it's, in my opinion, the idea I take from this is, you know, here, let's go through verse 2. Listen to me. I've got a bullet in the chamber. Not afraid of danger. Said, we got to go down to the wire. I'll go through the fire with you. Kill and die with you. Said, I know everybody's watching me. The pressure is on from every angle, political to personal. Will I hang or will I get left hanging? Will I fall off or is it banging? And I said, it's up to God. That right there. Will I fall off or is it banging? To me, that's got to be him pondering the fate of the album, this album, that he's working on. He's dedicated to the sound. He thinks music is magical. He calls it voodoo to harken back to the magic from Africa, you know, kind of like a parallel there. And he's making this album that he thinks probably won't be received that well because of where R&B has gone. But he's going to stick to his guns. He's going to go through the fire for this album. He's going to kill and die with it. He knows everybody's watching. He knows the pressure is on. But he's going to do it anyway. That's my takeaway. I don't agree with this whole suicide metaphor. Now, maybe if it's like a career suicide, I guess, but you got to put that in the fucking annotation. I don't think it's a literal. Anyway, whatever. Let's move on. Track 5 is called Send It On, produced by D'Angelo. Let's drop in. Send It On. Got these little guitar licks, man. I love everything about it. Some horns. Oh god, yeah. Brilliant. It's just brilliant. What's great too about the horns is they're so soft. They're not blasting out. They're just nice and gentle. Same thing with that bass line. It's not being plucked super hard. It's just kind of being strummed.
But when you to me, something that I do desire. Struggling, singing you something that I lay aside. So I'm simply, yeah.
Oh yeah. Oh my god. It's so good, man. This is so cool.
Tell me what will I do? Tell me, baby, what I do.
Just gonna pause real quick. I just love how patient this is. It's not in any hurry. It's not it's not trying to fill, well actually I was gonna say it's not trying to fill any empty spaces, but it's neat because there aren't any empty spaces. You know, the production is, there are a lot of little things going on, but everything's just kind of in its place. Nice and cozy. We're not crowded with the sound. Every sound has its own, you know, it's like evenly distributed. It's just great. But it's still clean. It's still simple. It's not overly complex. There's not a lot of things going on, you know, and the song is just taking its time, doing what it needs to do, existing how it needs to exist. There's no hurry. It's fucking fantastic. Fantastic. This verse 2 is fully annotated here. You can't disguise your emotions. You know that I see it in your eyes. Your soul's in me. Your soul's something that I feel inside. If I run, Lord only knows how far that I will fall behind. Gotta find a better place, find a better space so that my life may be the one reason why. Let's click this real quick. Let's see what it says. The second verse speaks to the difficulty of maintaining relationships in the faces of obstacles and insecurities. He wants to find a better space where he and his loved ones can connect more deeply. I think he's already saying that. They are connecting deeply. You know that I see in your eyes, your soul's in me, your soul's something that I feel inside. That's a deep connection. When you feel somebody's soul, you don't really get much deeper than that. You know, that's about as deep as it gets. Send it up, send it through, send it back to you. And I wonder if he's just talking about love in general. This is great. This is great. Let's keep going. Hopefully the minimal amount of pausing is working well for this video. I do feel, you know, it's hard to react to something that this is so calm, you know, but, you know, it's okay. I'd look like a fool if I was all, oh yeah, listen to those horns. You know? Oh man, those soft horns are just jamming right now. Nice little transition there. Nice swell there. Oh God, it's just great. There they are again. Those horns. God, that was fantastic. It's so fun. I want to like applause right there, right? I want to just clap because that shit was fantastic. It felt like I was at a live show. It felt like I was sitting front row. There's the band. The lights are low. I've got my whiskey, you know, just fucking chilling. And they're just playing. are just playing. Oh my God, phenomenal. Send It On is my favorite so far. That's a fucking phenomenal song. I do want to click this annotation because it's about this whole Send It On section. The vamp section repeats the phrase "Send it on," provides a list of situations where his loved ones might need his support, such as when it's cold outside or when they're feeling lonely. Yeah, thanks. Okay. That was great. That was great. I really like that one. God. It just, there's something about it when a studio song, a song recorded in the studio can feel like a live performance. And all it does is make me want to go see this performed live in a tiny venue, right? 100 people. Just this cool little bar off in the back corner somewhere where you can't, you got to know about it. You can't find it on Google Maps or some shit. Like, it would just be so cool to chill and listen to this song live. That was great. Chicken Grease is track 6, produced by D'Angelo. Let's drop in track 6. Yeah. Yeah.
Let me tell you about the chicken grease. Stuff some things to make the people get out to see. Everybody is good if you wanna clap your hands and come beat. Come on down to the bumper, you can feel the beat. From the left to right to the back, to the middle and the front. Don't be uptight, shake it off and do what you want.
See, and here's the song that's basically describing how I was feeling on the previous track.
Come on, everybody, let's I just wanna put you down. Yeah. I just want y'all to get down. Yeah. Everybody come get down. Yeah. Give me a little bit of chicken grease.
I'm going to pause right here because there's an instrument break coming according to the notes here, and I don't want to ruin the transition. According to this, chicken grease, where did it go? I just had it. Chicken grease is a technical term that Prince said when he wanted his guitarist to play a 9th minor chord while playing 16th notes. This chord is used in the middle of the middle 8 of this song. I don't know shit about notes, times, chords, whatever. So there you go. Okay, let's keep going. I wonder if this is the chicken grease part. That was cool. Oh, this is so cool. It just feels like a jam session. It's fucking cool. That was great. Anybody who has seen D'Angelo live in a small venue and has gotten to sit close to listen to these songs being played live, I am extremely jealous. Extremely jealous. Because that's all I want to do. I just want to chill and listen to this being played live. I want to go up a little bit. Verse 3. No. Verse 2. Uh-oh, to get to the other side, y'all cross the road, but not the kid. See, I'm like that old bucket of Crisco that's sitting on top of the stove. Simmer to a sizzle like the days of old, but I'll wait till I've mastered this. Let the others go first so the brothers won't miss. Fried till it's burned and crisp. See, we be cooking so the funksters can raise their fists like this. Now you know how it's going down. Start at your neck, then chicken grease. Through your back, then it works its way down to your feet. So unique. Come on, everybody. Let's dance to the beat. That's fucking cool, man. And I like about this, what I like about this also is in the context of the album, the idea of voodoo and music being magical. This is kind of it. Like this song kind of represents that concept. It's just that voodoo of the sound from the guitar and somebody just playing it and getting into the groove and shit. Really fucking cool. Good God, chicken grease. Huh. That was cool. Very cool. That gets a heart. We are 6 for 6 thus far on Voodoo. No surprises there. Track 7 is called One More Gin. One More Gin? Gin? I don't know. I'm going to assume that's gin as in the alcoholic beverage, but I'm not. But One More Gin? Anyway, let's drop in. Track 7. Again, nice and patient, just eases in, not in a hurry, good sound. I love these little guitar bits, man. They're just so subtle and so great. They add just the right amount of texture to the sound.
I know some things have changed since the last I see you. Yeah, yeah. Oh, 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 oh.
I think the one more, what I was saying is one more gin. I think it's one morning, but with, you know, it a heavily, what would be the term? A big chunk of the word removed. I don't know what the phrase is when it's cut like that. One morning, but it's not even that. How it pronounces it is different. So that's what it is. Long to hold you tight, girl. One morning, I guess. Something like that. This is cool. Very cool. Let's keep going. I'm ruining the vibe. The sound is so rich.
I got someone, I got somebody too. Would it be alright? I'd love to kiss you, baby, once again. Oh, yeah. Long to take a moment.
I get it now. I get it. It's a combination of again and morning. So one more again. One morning. It's kind of like this blur of one morning again. Anyway, this is reminding me of a Fiona Apple song. I can't remember the name, but the chorus is great because it's no, not baby anymore. If I need you, I'll just use your simple name. And only kisses on the cheek from now on. And in a little while, we'll only have to wave. Because, you know, they've gone on, right? And so it's just this idea of a relationship that is moved apart over time. And the reason why I think of that is because I feel like this is the flip side. You know, that Fiona Apple singing that song, and that's her perspective. And then maybe this is the other person, right? The person who wants her back, and you know, I miss the shit that we used to do, and I'd love to kiss your lips, baby. Once again, no, not baby anymore. If I need you, I'll just use your simple name. Great shit. God, I love music so much. It is voodoo. It is magic. This song is fucking phenomenal. It's just so soft yet rich. It's fantastic. Let's keep going. I need to shut up. I'm ruining it.
You got yours, I got mine.
You just play. You just play. Oh shit. Oh, cool, man. Oh, neat. Oh, it transitions out right there. Trippy. That was cool. Shit. I said Send It On was my favorite. One More Again might take over that top spot. That was a fantastic song. Fantastic song. Holy shit. This is a great ride. This is a great ride. Very consistent. And, you know, sometimes, what I did last week, I did Run the Jewels 3. And I don't remember if I said this in additional thoughts or not, but I almost cited it as a criticism that the album was so consistent and cohesive, because sometimes you get that experience where everything's done so well and so right that it almost becomes like a narrow band. You know, there's no like breakout experience where it's like, oh, this song is just the best, you know? And it's a weird situation to be in where, hold on, you know, your problem is that all of the songs sound so good that there isn't one of them that clearly stands out above the rest. Like, that's the criticism, because that sounds ridiculous. But sometimes you have that experience of, oh yeah, it's really good, but I just wish there was one song that was like, but sometimes it goes the other way, like this, where it's really, with albums like this, where it is just great sound, very consistent in terms of the sound and stuff, it almost feels like just one continuous song. And all this is different chapters of the song. And I don't know why that's different from what I'm describing with Run the Jewels 3, because Run the Jewels 3 was excellent. Anyway, I don't even really know what I'm talking about right now or why. You know, let's drop into track 8, which is called The Root, produced by D'Angelo. I'll back it up a couple seconds because, again, I didn't realize it was transitioning over. Here we go, track 8. But I love how each song has kind of folded into the next, and you just continue the listening experience. Oh, these guitar licks, man. I can't get enough. I'm so glad they keep coming. That's a cool chorus. I need to click on the annotation here, this opening line. She done worked a root that will not be reversed. And I don't know what that means. Hoodoo is also known as root work, is Southern folk magic grounded in centuries of African American heritage within the United States. D'Angelo believes his ex has him under a spell, and this lyric nicely ties into the album's title, Voodoo. Okay, so root is kind of like a hex. Okay, that makes sense. A root that will not be reversed. Then I'll go on my roll and her play with no rehearsal. I left my mojo in my favorite suit. She left a stain, a dirty stain in my heart I can't refute. I can't. She done work to root. In the name of love and war, took my shield and sword. which is really a great way of saying I was disarmed, you know. From the pit of the bottom that knows no floor, the pit of the bottom that knows, so this bottomless pit, like the rain to the dirt, from the vine to the wine, from the alpha creation, the alpha and the omega, right? I'm the beginning and the end. I'm the alpha and the omega, till the end of all time. I went to the doctor. The doctor said, there ain't nothing wrong. I said, but I beg to differ. I've been feeling this pain for much too long. I feel like my soul is empty, my blood is cold, and I can't feel my legs. I need someone to hold me, bring me back to life before I'm dead. This is fucking amazing. This is great too. Every song on this album has been fantastic. But this one's kind of cool because I was going to say it's a bit of a story, but it's not even necessarily a story. It's just a great way to talk about how you feel brokenhearted. You know, this girl's got me into this curse. Been completely disarmed. I'm in a bottomless pit. I feel awful. The one thing I like to this line, like the rain to the dirt, from the vine to the wine. That's a great way of just describing a full cycle. You know, it rains into the soil feeds the vine grows the grape gets crushed into wine, and we consume the wine, and it's just, you know, on and on that cycle. Let's keep going. This is fantastic. Oh, weird. Fucking around with the guitar a little bit. Cool. Very cool. You know, what's cool about this funky sound is that almost maybe it's supposed to represent a curse being put on you, or maybe feeling like the lightheadedness and the dizziness of the curse. Or it's just fun. Or it's both. I'm going to pause real quick right here. I just want to say that so far this song, and every song thus far, it's basically just been like a perfectly aged wine. You taste it. It doesn't, you know, there's no bitterness. There's no, the taste is subtle and soft, but full of flavor. And every single sip is just, God, this is fantastic. The whole way through. This is incredible. We'll finish this out this track, but holy shit, this is so good. I like how this chorus keeps repeating and essentially accentuating the idea of the curse that's constantly present that he can't get away from. Just keeps going and going. To the end of time. This is phenomenal. Phenomenal. It's so good. Yeah. Now I want to say The Root is my favorite one. Like, I was thinking earlier, last 10-15 minutes or so, I was like, oh, this album's gonna be so great for taking songs and making like a really chill playlist to listen to. And then I just kept thinking, well, why would you make a chill playlist and take a couple songs from the album when you could just listen to the album? like you're just adding more steps to probably make your chill playlist worse than what this album would be, because the album was fucking phenomenal. Anyway, sometimes I could be a silly little goose when it comes to making playlists. All right, track 9. I don't know why I said silly little goose. I don't know why I find it so funny, but there you go. You know, there you go. Track 9 is called Spanish Joint, produced by Denzel. Let's drop in. Actually, I'm going to let it go from the end here because somebody started counting down. I love how each track has just got just enough to tether the end to the beginning of the next one. So it's just a full listen. No interruptions, no pauses. It's just, you keep going. God, these fucking guitar bits. Oh.
Whenever it rains, feel this way. Little something to get me through this day. Give me a little thing. Don't stop playing. Hey, won't it be a good day?
It's so good. I like that this one's a little bit faster tempo. That's nice. Nice change, you know, kind of get a little bit of energy going, but still soft. Love it, love it. It's so good. Oh my god, man. So good. I want to go through the lyrics. I want to read the lyrics a bit because, you know, he is going kind of quickly. His vocals in this one are a little bit, I don't know what you want to call it, like smeary, whatever. Anyway, whenever it rains, I feel this way. A little something to get me through this day. Give me a little of that. No time flat. Gonna be a good thing. Serene, but in need of feeling free. Letting go, landed on my feet, brushed the dirt off my back. No time flat. Gonna be a good thing. So, you know, it's kind of like trying to get over it. A little bit of rain. Oh, actually, no, that's not true. Whenever it rains, I feel this way. So he's trying to, you know, get over it. People believe this saying is true. Whatever will be, will forever do. Whatever the cost, I'll pay in full. And got nothing to do with you. So he's trying to, you know, get over it. And it's kind of interesting because it comes after the root, right? Which is about this, the concept of a girl putting this curse on him. And he's going to the doctor. He's feeling terrible. The doctor's like, ain't nothing wrong with you. He's like, well, my blood's cold. And I can't feel my legs. Like, so, you know, it's kind of a fun follow-up to that track. Gotta get out of here. I'm in the dark and the light looks sincere. Brush the dirt off my back. No time flat. Gonna be a good thing. All you do is complain about your pain. And the cloud that follows you won't cease to rain. Don't look back. Handle that. Make it into a good thing. Okay, cool. Something in me gotta be. Soul controller in control of me. A link in your chain just won't do. I don't want nothing to do with you. I like that line right there. The soul controller in control of me. Something in me gotta be soul controller in control. So he's got to take control of his life, right? Gotta fucking get over this. Gotta let it go, handle it. He just let it go. So it's really cool, and it's neat to have that concept into this song that's got a little bit more energy, kind of like a bit of a recovery, getting to step back in your walk. You know, like okay, all right, cool. A link in your chain just won't do. A link in your chain just won't do. I feel like I should understand that, and I'm just kind of missing that. I wonder if it's kind of like the same meaning as a notch in a belt. You know, it's another notch in your belt, like guys when they. That's kind of an older phrase, obviously, but anyway, let's keep going. But this is cool. The lyrics on this are really neat. Like he's trying to get over this curse that's been put on him from before, and then it slows down. Those horns, man. Fucking, was it the bongos or the hand drums, whatever they are, just phenomenal in the background there. Just a great jam. Great jam. So good.
Going to the course again.
Great song. Absolutely great song. Fantastic. Oh my god, man. Oh my god. You know something I was thinking about with this album, what I like, I said in the beginning of the reaction how usually I don't do well with R&B because I don't like that very stark contrast between I love you so much and you mean the world to me versus, you know, the next song is, well, fuck you, we broke up, I hate you. You know, I don't like that. I'm not into that. What I really enjoyed about this album so far is how it's being presented from his own, like, kind of internal experience. It's not... Anytime I hear a song where the whole thing is just, oh, I love you so much and I need you in my world and just on and on and on and on. I have this situation just personally where the more someone tries to convince me of something, the more skeptical I am of what they're saying. You know, like I feel like they're just trying to trick me. And so when I hear these love songs that are super intense and you just mean everything to me, I go, no. And so what I like about this is he's more or less sharing his experience with his emotions rather than trying to confess and convince and profess this love that's so intense and what have you. And I do have to admit also, the idea that I have in my mind of R&B is probably as cliche, stereotype, like completely inaccurate of what it actually is. One thing I am struggling with is how the fuck was this like not... I don't know how it was received initially, but how did people not jam to this immediately when it came out? Like, I don't know, maybe the R&B scene was very different at the time. But for this to be like wildly different is kind of mind-blowing to me. And like, well, who cares if it's different? Because it's amazing. It's so good. The music is so good. The vocals are great. The patience of the everything. I'm absolutely loving this album. It's incredible. Track 10, it's called Feel Like Making Love. Produced by D'Angelo. Here we go. Let's drop in. Again, just those subtle sounds, distinct flavors, perfectly aged wine. And these horns, I mean, just every time the horns are used, it's perfect. Very cool. You know what? With these two little interludes that I've been in here too, they're just so quick. It's like little teases. I want like, no, yeah, let's break off into this like musical bit, and then they're like, no, you just get a little, just a little tease, and then you can wait again. Like, God damn it. So it takes this kind of like this funky little turn right here. I love how a lot of the notes carry a bit just to fill in that space. I like how it's kind of winding down a little bit.
Feel like my dreams come true. Oh, baby.
Yeah, very cool. God, this whole thing has been fantastic. I'm just gonna let it keep rolling. I don't really have anything to say to that. Very straightforward. Track 11 is called Great Day in the Morning / Booty. Oh my. Produced by Denzel. God, it's it's just so good.
They I play it safe, cause are in my favor. Yeah. You leave too much to change. Woke up time way yesterday was crazy. Mysteries I know now know. Ins and out of day to day. How the flow go. Don't get confused about it. Good day, bad day, halfway day. But I'm still looking for a great day in the morning.
This chorus reminds me of Led Zeppelin, of course. Good times, bad times, you know I've had my share. This opening verse is interesting. Cards are my favorite, can't leave too much to chance. Woke up with time to waver. Time to waver. Woke up with time to waver. Yesterday was crazy. Mysteries I know now. Now I know the ins and outs of things from day to day. That's how it goes. Don't get confused about it. Just try to do your thing. Because in the end, got to know just how to play the game. I search for answers often. I paid the price for many. Still long for happiness, not promised to the plenty. But I've got to go on. Good days, bad days, halfway days, good times, bad times. Huh. Let's keep rolling. Interesting start to this song. I'm kind of curious to see where it goes. Pause here because this part's annotated. Still looking for a great day in the morning. And I just want to see. Great day in the morning is a saying usually shortened to great day that expresses surprise. Some of the phrases like great heavens or good Lord. D'Angelo gives a little definition to the phrase a day that begins in a great way. Okay. I don't really know what I expected there, but it was annotated. So I was like, well, let's check it out. Today might be the day I get in the pocket, but Lord knows if there's an angle, got to try to find it, got to get over before the sun comes up. Just in case of emergency, got to tighten up, but here it goes. So he's still trying to basically like score with this girl as far as I could tell. That's the take I've got on it. I said, today could really be the day. He said, it can go wrong or right. All right, baby. My body could melt. Good night. Don't you let them switch you. Said the most crazy mystery, ins and out of things, day to day, how they supposed to flow. Good days, bad days, halfway days, good times, bad times, halfway times. And then what's interesting right here is it says in parentheses, I said don't leave. Right, this is after the halfway times. And it's like they're close, like he's close with hooking up with her, but she's like, no, I gotta go. And he's like, no, don't leave. Like we're almost there, type of thing. Let's keep rolling. God, it's just everything about this album is so patient, so clean, just just well constructed.
I know it gets hard sometimes. Hey, gotta keep on. That I got it all. Let my spirit. And I know this morning when I rose, gonna be, gotta be great day, great day.
So now it shifts into this part 2, which is called Booty. So I'm assuming now he's scored and now he's gonna have the great day in the morning. I'm assuming. I don't know. Let's keep rolling with it though. Again, I just love the fact that there's been so much time on this album spent to just playing. Just playing. Pause there. What a great morning, right? Everybody likes the morning. Sunshine in the morning. We make love in the morning. Pray to God in the morning. Get it on in the morning. Take a shower in the morning. Smoke something in the morning. It'll be all good in the morning. That's a great morning. Oh, God. It just makes me think of MF Doom and Great Day. Cool song. Great Day in the Morning, Booty. Yeah, that was a great track. Great track. The next one has the most listens by far. 51 million. Send It On has 22. Almost 23. So I'm curious to see what this one is. It's called Untitled, How Does It Feel? Produced by D'Angelo and Raphael Sadiq. Let's check it out. Track 12, Untitled, How Does It Feel? Oh, weird. Kind of a funky start there. Got some piano in here. I didn't realize we hadn't really had much piano thus far. I like how he does. I like how he does some of those higher notes when he's singing. Great chorus. I like how the note kind of hits a little harder right there. Cool shift in tone there. I like how the vocals are kind of stacked here, layered. Not a lot to say. Good love making jam, obviously. Great sound, great chorus. Love the patience of it. I mean, it is what this whole album has been thus far, you know? And I was wondering, the last track I was kind of noticing, okay, I've essentially had my fill, more or less, because this is a fairly intense experience when I sit down and I listen, I'm reading the lyrics, you know, we're almost 2 hours in. So with the album being as consistent as it is, which is not a problem, but after a while it's like, okay, I'm kind of ready for something else, but this is great. I mean, I don't have any complaints at all. This is fantastic. I don't really have anything to say. I mean, the lyrics are straightforward, you know. Girl, it's all on you. Have it your way. And if you want, you can decide. And if you'll have me, I can provide everything that you desire. I like it. Everything. Everything you want. Won't you come closer to me, baby? You already got me right where you want me. I just want to be your man. Oh, yeah. Stop playing silly little games. I'm feeling right on. Anyway, yeah. This is great. This is great shit. Let's keep going. Actually, I'll finish it out. There's a couple minutes left. We're already 4.5 in. Let's just finish this one up. I like how it's building here. Very cool. Oh, nice. I like what the bass did right there. Great. The guitars are going off. It's fucking great. Oh, wow. And it just stops? That's really surprising. That's really surprising. I was thinking on that final section, you know, it's called How Does It Feel? You know, he's asking her, how does it feel? You know, it started to remind me of Aretha Franklin and You Make Me Feel. You know, you make me feel. I wonder if this song is kind of like a slight nod to that. I wonder. You make me feel. I don't know. It's weird that it just stopped. That's very surprising to me. I didn't expect that at all. All right. Final track. It's called Africa. Produced by D'Angelo. Here we go. Let's jump in. Kind of this slow tribal style drum. Oh, it says here, Africa is a song dedicated to D'Angelo's son. Oh, okay.
Africa is my descent, and here I'm far from home. I dwell within so many midnight I told. Yeah. For your own, and this day will come. Every day I see you grow. And remember what you already know. I've seen love radiate from your love.
This is cool. You know, my son's growing up, and he's 11. He's coming up on 12 somewhat soon, and it is fascinating. Well, not fascinating. It is fantastic just watching him grow. And being an adult, you know, you see children, and it's like, okay, you're kind of at this age, and you're kind of at that age, and whatever. But when you see other people's kids, and you see them from time to time, you don't see those like subtle changes. You know, it's more of like oh, you're into this now, you're into that now, or whatever. You know, you kind of got this type of attitude or that type of attitude. But it has been neat watching my son just grow into his own person and become who he is now, and you know, kind of see little hints of who he might become in the future, and listening to him develop his own opinions and his own personality. And what's really interesting too is seeing him struggle with certain things and remembering myself struggling with certain things. And it's a weird change in perspective, I suppose, because there are times when, you know, I have this desire to like prevent him from experiencing, you know, certain negative things, right? Because I don't know, it's just part of being a parent, I guess. It's just this weird feeling. It really is strange, this idea of, nah, I'll take on the burden, I'll take on the pain, so you can be fine. But you know, we can't control everything. We can't prevent all that stuff. But then I also remember being a kid and kind of going through this stuff, and it wasn't like it was ruining my life. So I have to remember, sometimes I get a little too worked up about if maybe he's feeling a little lonely, or maybe he's a little bummed out. I mean, not every day is going to be perfect, of course. And I went through that same shit, and it's just part of life. But I don't know, man. It's been really, really fun just being here with him, watching him grow, helping him, talking to him. It's fun. It's really neat. So this is great. All right, let's keep going.
And that's how it all should be. You and my soul one. Through all the time in history. Yeah. Ooh, and thank you.
Curious to see where it goes here, because there's still a minute of playtime left. These light tones, these light clinkling sounds reminds me of the sounds that you would hear from like a mobile over the crib. Move it up. It's like going backwards right here, huh? Huh. Okay. Okay. You know, every now and then I'll sit down, I'll get ready for an album reaction to listen to it, and, you know, I have the opinions in my mind of what people have said. Oh, it's one of my favorites of all time. And that statement in itself, I hear from week to week. It's not uncommon for me to come across people who are like, nope, that's my favorite album. Okay, you know, we all have our own favorites. But I do get a little weary sometimes when people say, no, it's an amazing album, incredible album, one of the best of all time, right? Like, it's just like, okay. Because you all have directed me towards some incredible music in these almost 2 years now. that totally matched the hype. And what was really cool is, even though I said in the beginning how I was excited to sit down with this one finally, and it was true, there was a concern that I had of, what if I start getting bored? And I never got bored. Well, I don't know. I never got bored. I think towards the end, I was like, okay, I get it. Like, I'm into this album. I understand what this album is doing and what it's going to sound like. And so there's a couple songs left. I was like, all right, sure. But it was not a statement of boredom, really. I think really what it comes down to is sometimes there is content that it does not do as well for reactions. That's really all it comes down to. Like, some of the music I love the most, like there's really good ambient tracks and instrumentals and stuff like that. Some of them are really long. Some of my favorite songs of all time. However, I would never recommend it as a reaction song to listen to because it's a lot of sound. It's long. What do you actually react to? And in general, now all that to say, I have no regrets. It's not like I have a problem with sitting here, but that's just kind of what was happening at the end. So if anybody thought I was losing interest, I wasn't losing interest, but just I was to the point where I was like, all right, I get what this album is. And what this album is amazing. Oh my God, man. Oh my God. The horns, the guitars, the bass lines, the soft drums. I mean, it's just from beginning to end. It just keeps going. And it's basically, I remember saying at one point, it's basically just one long song with all these little chapters in there. It's great. I can see why people said, no, this is one of my favorites. Because, yeah, you just put it on. And because each song, the end kind of tethers to the beginning, there's no gap, there's no break, there's no pause in music. You just keep going. And when albums interlink each song like that, it makes a huge difference, in my opinion. Because you don't want to stop it. You keep listening and you're like, oh, we're getting to the end. And then the next song starts like, oh, well, yeah, I'll listen to this one too. I like this one. And that's how you just end up listening all the way through from beginning to end every time. Good shit. One thing I did think at one point, I was like, D'Angelo's doing a lot of like harmonizing with his vocals and stacking with his vocals and stuff. It would have been cool to hear more vocals, like more vocalists, other people in there singing with him. It makes me wonder how he does his live performances, like who is singing with him. Because I was thinking, man, I'd love some female vocals in here. That would just be like heavenly for me because I love female vocals. And the way he's singing and the way he's kind of singing like double lines and some of these chorus structures and stuff like that, it would have been so cool to have somebody else in there with him singing as well. But, there you go. That's okay. I wonder, now I just want to listen to live performances. I want to hear this whole album live. I want to see, club scenes where it's like, like the dimly lit, like piano bar type thing, right? I want to hear all this shit live. I wonder if there's like an NPR thing, a tiny desk performance, because that would be amazing. Although they need to do it at night, not during the day. Oh man. That was great. I fucking really enjoyed that. My wife is going to love this album too. I'm just going to be able to put it on. She's going to be like, what's this? This is that Voodoo album. Oh, cool. And like, she'll just enjoy it because it's almost like a jazz, like a soft jazz R&B type thing, like especially when he brings in those horns. Oh my God. So good. I don't understand how this was misunderstood. I guess maybe I'm misunderstanding how it was received. I don't know. Maybe it did really well when it first came out, but that little clip I saw on YouTube of Questlove talking about this album and how when it first came out, people didn't get it. And then 5 years later, they were kind of starting to get it. And then 10 years later, they got it. Fuck. I mean, what's there not to get? This is incredible. Incredible. Maybe people were saying, oh, all the songs sound the same. I could see that being a complaint. Like if you're not really into this style and you're listening to it and you're trying to get into it, but you're not getting into it. And it's like, oh, it's guitars and soft horns and bass lines again. It's the same. Yeah, I could see that. But who gives a shit? If it all sounds the same and what it sounds like is amazing, then that's just a big old win across the board, right? Every single heart has a track. Every single track, rather, has a heart on my playlist over here. I've not been speaking well today. Fucking A. That was great. That was great. Oh, my God. I'm glad. I finally got to that one. All right, y'all. Take care. We'll see you.